Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel English Phonetics and Grammar. In the previous video, my topic was English vowel sounds, but the topic that we are going to study today is English consonant sounds. Now we know that in English phonetics there are 44 sounds, and out of these 44 sounds, 20 sounds are vowel sounds, and the remaining 24 sounds are termed as consonant sounds. But if we include the two newly added vowel sounds, then the number goes up to the 46 sounds. But today we are going to talk about the consonant sounds only, and today we shall learn how to make these consonant sounds, because all these 24 consonant sounds have their own symbols. There is one symbol for each sound. So let's learn to make these symbols. We know that when we write these symbols, each symbol or each sound is enclosed by two slashes, or we put two slashes on the both sides of a sound. But if there is a list, we can put one slash at the beginning of the line and the other slash at the end of it. So the consonant sounds are pa, this is pa sound, uh, and if we speak it in the British way, it is because it is a voiceless sound. If we produce it in the Indian way, pa, we can feel the vibration here. And being a voiceless sound, there should be no vibration in your vocal cords during the production of this sound. So it is. Next is ba, and we use pa sound in words like part, position, possible. Now ba is a voiced sound, and it is used in words like ball, basic, and bad. The next is ta. Ta again is a voiceless sound, and ideally it should be pronounced as ta. There should be no vibration here in your voice box. It is used in words like task, tomato, and part. T is the final sound in part. Then the, and try to keep your lines straight when you write these symbols. The. The is a voiced sound, and it is used in the production of words like drama, dance, heart. So pa, ba, ta, da, then ka, ka also is a voiceless sound, and it is used in words like catch, hark, caught. Then go, we put the enclosure here to complete first line. So the consonant sounds we have in the first line here are pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga. Next, cha, the slash, the enclosure, cha. This is cha sound. Cha is made using two symbols and it is used in words like choice, achieve, and cheese. Then ja, ja. This ja is produced just like English j sound, and this j is very close to Hindi j sound. In fact, in Hindi we have one j sound, but in English there are three j sounds. We'll discuss them when we come to those sounds. Cha, pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga, cha, ja, sh, sh. Again, it is a voiceless sound, and ideally, it should be pronounced as like in sad. Z. This is J, and this is Z, as in zoo, zebra, and rise. Uh, the native speakers of Hindi, they produce this sound, generally speaking, they produce it wrongly. It is not j, it is z, zoo. There is a narrowing between the tip of the tongue and teeth reach, but there is no complete closure. The air keeps passing through that little narrowing. Ta, da, sha, ja, then th. This is the symbol for th. Th is a dental sound in English, and the Hindi th sound is pronounced differently from English th sound. It is dental in the sense that the tip of the tongue touches the back side of the upper front teeth. Th, and then the. This is the symbol for the sound. Again, the English the sound, it is the. This sound is different from the Hindi the sound. So now we have these consonant sounds written here: pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga, j, s, z, th, the. Now fa, fa. This is the symbol for English fa sound. Again, there is a difference between Hindi fa. Fa in Hindi is bilabial, which is spoken with the help of both the lips. But in English, fa is labiodental. We use our lower lip and the upper teeth. Lower lip is the active articulator in the production of English fur, and upper teeth are they make the passive articulator. Verb. This is the v sound. It is again like fur, is a labiodental sound. In Hindi, we have only one v sound, and that is bilabial. But in English, there are two v sounds. One is bilabial, and but this one is labiodental. So, how do we produce this sound? F and V. We use this V generally when we have V letter in spelling, like very and in other such words. For V, then we have three nasal sounds: M, this is the symbol for M sound, but to speak it correctly, it is not M, it is M, like in man, mouse, him. Then N, this is N, like in nest, no, again the final sound in man. One more nasal sound, mm. This is the sound, and it is used in words like king, ring, sing. When we the word king spelled as King, it has no g sound at the end of it. The final sound is not g; it is this sound, ng, king. Same way, sing is not sing; it is sing, ring, ding. But in a word like finger, we have both ng and ng sound, which is followed by g, finger. There is no n sound or n sound in finger, sing, ring, ding. Okay, how many sounds have we written here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then we have her, her is a glottal sound because we produce this sound with the help of the vocal cords. It is produced at your glottis, the space, the open space between the two vocal cords. And how do we produce the English her sound? It is like have, ya, This is yes sound. Yes. Then re. The English re is a bit different from Hindi re, and it can be pronounced like r, her, rare in this way. Then la, it is one straight vertical bar, a line, la. It is l, as in love and soul. Then wa. This is wa. This way is very close to Hindi wa because Hindi wa and this English wa, which we make like this, both are bilabial. We use this sound in was and wow. So, what is the number of the sounds now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We are left with two more sounds. The, pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga, cha, ja, sha, ja, tha, da, tha, wa, sha, ja. Yeah. One sound is sh. This is the sound sh. It is used in English, shave, shirt. And the 24th sound is j. So these are 24 vowel sounds, and now we can use these sounds in words, or we can know how to use these sounds at different positions in different words. We can understand this thing with the help of these words. For example, we use per sound initially in play, medially in let's, and finally in sleep. Then b, we use b initially in brink, medially in habit, and finally in club. T, we use t initially in tank, medially in attack, and finally in fat. Then we have the sound, the initially in den, medially in ladle, and finally in hard. Then k, initially in ka, medially in tackle, and finally in jack. Then we can take up g sound, initially in good, medially in angle, and finally in fog. Then we have ch sound, initially in choice, medially in nature, and finally in pitch. Then we have j sound, initially in June, medially in margin, and finally in age. In the same way, we can use other sounds at different places. For example, we can use m initially in main, medially in small, and finally in some. N sound initially in nail, medially in snake, and finally in shine. M sound is not produced initially. It means no English word begins with ng sound, but we can use it medially in things and finally in sing. L. L is used initially in late, medially in slate, and finally in ten. Then we have f sound initially in fan, medially in sphere, and finally in half. The next sound, w, the labiodental w, initially in view, medially in thieves, and finally in live, as well as in live. Then we have th sound. Th is initial sound in thin, medial in months, and final in bath. In the same way, there is initial sound in then, medial sound in bathes, bathes, and the final sound in cloth, clothe. Then we have s sound, that is it is the initial sound in sit, middle sound in taste, and final sound in loss, loss. Then we use z, initially in zoo, medially in buzzed, and finally in lose, lose. Then we have sh sound as an initial sound in ship, medial sound in wished, wished, and the final sound in fresh. Then we have j sound. J sound is also not used initially in any English word, but we use it medially in words like division and even vision, and it is the final sound in ruse, Rouze. Then there are four sounds, h, r, w, y. These sounds are used initially and medially, but they are not used as final sounds. For example, we use h initially in hat and medially in behave. R initially in run and medially in shrewd. W initially in win and finally in swim. And yes sound is used as initial sound in yes, yes, and as a medial sound in tune. T, y, then u, and then n. At the same time, we can describe the vowel sounds on the basis of 5 criteria. First, whether an initial sound is aggressive or ingressive. Aggressive sound is a sound which is produced with the outgoing airstream. And ingressive sounds are those sounds which are produced when we inhale or take the air in. And all English sounds are aggressive sounds, consonant sounds. Even vowel sounds are aggressive sounds. Why? Because we produce all English sounds when the air stream leaves the lungs and passes out either through the nasal cavity or the oral cavity. Then the next criterion is whether the English sound is voiced or voiceless. We have 24 consonant sounds, and out of these 24 sounds, 9 sounds are voiceless and the remaining 15 sounds are voiced sounds. Here I would like to give you the list of the voiceless sounds. The voiceless sounds in English are p, t, k, ch, p, th, s, sh, h. If we produce these sounds the way we produce Hindi sounds, they would seem as voiced sounds. But the actual English way of producing these sounds is different. It's like, sorry, so these are the English sounds. And when you produce these sounds in the British way or the English way, then they are voiceless sounds. All other consonant sounds, as well as all the vowel sounds, they are voiced sounds. And how do we know whether a sound is voiced or voiceless? You keep your fingers here, and if during the production of a sound there is vibration, you feel the vibration here. This is voice box. If you feel the vibration in the vocal cords, it is a voiced sounds, and if there is no vibration, it is a voiceless sounds. Then we can also describe the consonant sounds on the basis of the articulators involved or the position of the sound, where a sound is produced, which speech organs are involved during the production of a sound. And on this basis, the English consonant sounds have been classified into different categories. Like we have labial sounds, we have labiodental sounds, we have glottal sounds, and velar sounds in this way. And the next criterion on the basis of which we describe the consonant sound is the manner of articulation. Manner involves the stricture or the nature of closure in the oral or nasal cavity. So, like if we produce the sound p and ba, these are plosive sounds. Why do we call them plosive sounds? Because during the production of these sounds, the soft palate and uvula, the back of the roof of mouth, it rises up to close the nasal passages, and then uh, we both of the lips they come into close contact with each other, and there is a total closure, and the air gets compressed, and then it air escapes when the lower lip is removed suddenly from the upper lip. The air escapes through the oral passage or the oral cavity with an explosion. So in this way, we can describe the consonant sounds. Thank you very much.